She is radiant. Anyone with eyes can see it, even if they dare not admit it. Who am I to judge when I cannot say it aloud? Her russet hair is draping down her back in wavy curls. Beautiful oval brown eyes are beaming with innocence and a touch of fire. Full, rose-colored lips relaxed in a genuine smile. Lady Nicolette, a name as beautiful as its owner, is truly one of a kind. Such a shame it is not enough for some people. Too many in our social circle say she is just a woman of low birth who caught a lucky break. As if referring to her as the Earl's natural daughter isn't insulting enough. Whispers, rather loud whispers, making the rounds that the Earl of Vinewood was foolish to believe her mother's claims. Yet, Lady Nicolette bowed and smiled at everyone despite their crudeness. She may not have been born into this life, but she has proved she is 10 times the lady. She lights up every room she has entered. I'm proud that she is currently in my home. While parties are the least exciting, also to host, having her here is refreshing. My only complaint, the Earl is occupying her time. I can only imagine how foolish I look. Watching her from across the room, lingering in a corner like a fearful child. Miss Pember is having an insightful conversation with herself. Her grip is far too tight and possessive on my arm. Yet, my gaze is locked on Lady Nicolette. The heiress to Vinewood is discreetly stepping back from the Earl. Why didn't I firmly ask him to leave before dinner? Lady Nicolette has a tight, forced smile on her face. Those plump lips smashed together in obvious discomfort. Instead of speaking, she is gesturing with her fan. Unfortunately, every "go away" and "I don't trust you" is dismissed by the Earl with a crude laugh. He is moving closer, planting kisses on her inner wrist. I am concerned for those poor gloves. I imagine Lady Nicolette might soon burn them once she returned home. You are simply a vision in red, Lady Nicolette. The Earl tightens his hold on her hand. She giggles uncomfortably, eyes darting around the room. Her gaze meets mine and my heart skips a beat. The feeling is alarming, but it does not last. Lady Nicolette raises her fan, signaling she seeks company. Would it be proper to entertain her request with the Earl already in her presence? The Earl chortles. Already eager for privacy with me, Lady Nicolette? I suppose your mother wasn't the only adventurous one. Her forced smile has completely fallen. She snaps the fan close, and her eyes burn with fury. Lady Nicolette has been polite to those who do not deserve such kindness. When someone speaks ill of her mother, she retaliates with a sharp tongue. As pleasant as it would be to hear, I have no doubt the Earl will just laugh off her ridicule of him. An ego like that will never recognize her words as an insult. I cross the room before I even realize it. Lady Nicolette, will you do me the honor of a dance? The lady and Earl turn to me, shocked on their faces. My eyes meet hers, and I give a subtle nod. Her lovely smile returns as she accepts my offer. Lady Nicolette places her hand in mine. Dancing at a dinner party? The Earl crudely spits. To what music do you plan to dance? I'd happily play something, Mr. Sandal cautiously cut in. Only if the host requires a musical accompaniment. I nod to him. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Lady Nicolette murmur, "Thank you," to him as well. I lead her to the middle of the floor. The other guests circle us as Mr. Sandal begins to stroke the keys of the pianoforte. The melody is soft, perfect for a leisure sway across the floor. The warmth of her hand is light in my palm through her glove. My other hand rests on the small of her back. Pulling her close, I cannot resist gazing into her brown eyes as she looks up at me. She is an elegant dance partner. It must be a great surprise to those watching. I am too distracted looking at her to notice my guests. Her smile has grown wider since I first approached her. She is gazing upon me, joyful, innocent, beautiful. I can only hope my cheeks aren't as red as they feel warm. Lady Nicolette suddenly giggles. My heart skips a beat again. For a foolish moment, I believe she has heard my thoughts. I shake off the feeling to listen to Miss Halliwell singing. Lady Nicolette's giggling is understandable now. To be frank, Miss Halliwell sounds like a cat dying in the street. Mr. Errett, that is not polite. Lady Nicolette whispers, her other hand rubbing my shoulder. Another skipped beat. Am I speaking aloud? I know your face is not used to smiling, but frowning at Miss Halliwell singing is unnecessary. My face feels warmer than before. You'll have to excuse me. Her voice is rather, it simply caught me off guard. Lady Nicolette nods with another giggle. That's a very generous way to put it. The first time I heard her sing, I thought an alleyway cat was being strangled. A smile appears on my lips for a brief moment. You are something else, Lady Nicolette. Is that the polite way of saying I've exceeded your expectations? I have no expectations for anyone, Lady Nicolette. Least of all for you. In that case, anything I do is already considered a surprise to you. I raise a brow at her. She does the same, mockingly. Charming, Lady Nicolette. Thank you. It wasn't a compliment. That doesn't change that I accepted it as one. I stare down at her, and she brazenly stares back. She's challenging me. She's done this since the second we were introduced by the Dowager Countess. It's, to be quite honest, frustratingly refreshing. Another lady would have backed down instantly, afraid to challenge a male's authority. Lady Nicolette is genuinely one of a kind. Our dance is carried into a second song. Other guests have paired off to dance beside us. My hand tightens on her back, pulling her in closer. Her eyes still have not wavered from me. Her hand gently squeezes mine as her other moves closer to my neck. I lean into her, dropping my voice to a lower octave. I suggest you stop what you're doing. And what am I doing, Mr. Errett? She whispers back, her voice softer than ever. Something you might regret later. It was an honest fear. It is best to keep your eyes on more eligible suitors. With men like the Earl in the marriage market, a lady like her would want to keep her options open. It was a game, after all. Women tease and flirt with every available man in hopes to lure one. Despite their older age and bloated egos, men with titles are in higher demand. A woman as beautiful as Lady Nicolette would seek higher status as well. Becoming too close to me will only weaken her chances of securing it. Mr. Errett, we only met a while ago, so you have yet to truly know me. But one thing you should know is I never regret my actions. I pull back to observe her face. Her features are soft, undisturbed by wrinkles and age. She holds my eye contact, reassuring me this is where she wants to be. It's almost magnetic. There's a strong pull towards her. Towards her lips. Are they as soft as they appear? Her glove-covered fingers touch my neck softly. There goes another skip of my heart. Her lips are a mere centimeter from mine now. My gosh, that was fun. Miss Halwell's excited voice yanks me out of the trance. Mr. Sandal pats her hand as he stands from the pianoforte. You were a delight to play with, Miss Halliwell. Well, I drop my hand from Lady Nicolette's waist. This wasn't a complete disappointment. Thank you for the dance, Lady Nicolette. She smiles with a subtle bend of her knee. She turns to walk off, only to turn back. That's when I notice I'm still holding her hand. Mr. Errett, do you favor my glove? She giggles. May I have it back? It's not the glove I favor, Lady Nicolette. I raise her hand to kiss her knuckles. I can feel her fingers twitch at the pressure of my kiss. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I am the first to depart. Back off to the corner, where Miss Pember rushes to meet me. I am hardly listening as I watch Lady Nicolette from afar. Until we meet again. She is truly one of a kind.